Streaming to the internet. We're 7 seconds into our stream.
There's 0.
0? Now, 0 is something I'm used to.
I like this.
I'm used to 0 people. Should have closed the door before we did this. 0 people is how many I'm used to having on our streams, but it's going to change. Do you agree?
Yes, 100%.
Okay, so I don't know if you should talk to me or if you should talk to the camera.
I'm going to talk to you through the camera.
Okay,
I'm
because
looking
you're
at
going to
your
look at
face
me.
right now.
That's going to work. So I'm sitting here with Nate, and we're going to have a hard stop at 5 minutes. So, welcome. So Nate and I were talking, and he showed me this. Now, I resented him instantly for showing me this, but then he told me the story behind it, and both of us, we're both dads, and we're both entrepreneurs, and we both are obsessed with how do we foster the entrepreneurial spirit in our children. So that Rice Krispie cookie turned into a bit of a conversation, and Nate sort of outlined for me how he is doing the entrepreneurial thing with his 8-year-old son. Mm-hmm. And is the 5-year-old interested at all, or?
He's interesting. He has his own view of life, so I'm
his
not
own
sure.
Economic currency system.
He's on his own. He's totally in his own world on his own page, so I don't know yet.
So Nate is the CTO of Hotels for Hope, and this is fully impromptu, so enjoy. And we have 0 people and 0 likes, but this is going to go to the internets. So Nate, how are you encouraging your kids to be more entrepreneurial, especially your older boy?
Yeah, so how am I encouraging him to be more entrepreneurial? One, by making sure that he is trying to earn whatever it is that he wants. So he wants a robot. I will collaborate with him in that. I'll pay for half of it, but he has to earn it, and he's 8 years old and he has to earn $50. So that's a big task, and he was not interested for a while. And the more interested he got in having a robot, and the more we talked about what that meant and what you had to do for it. And
what was the robot said? Mind?
What was the what?
What was the brand that you talked about?
The original
Lego?
one was only like $100. I don't remember what the brand was. This one is Lego Mindstorms.
Lego Mindstorm, product placement.
Yeah. So
he wanted something,
Yeah.
and you said to him it's possible.
Yeah.
But there's a way to get to that.
Yeah, you have to earn it yourself.
Okay.
He wanted it badly. So
And did he storm away and he was pissed, or did he say, okay, challenge accepted?
Yeah, it's a pattern for us that we, if there's something that they want, we put, we say that it's possible, and we put the constraints about how to do that. And so this was just the same kind of pattern.
Okay, so walk us through, the donut story.
Yeah, so he became more and more. So my business partner came to town and was staying with us, and we were talking about ideas, and he heard that and got very, very interested in solving his own problem with his own ideas. And he said, I really want to solve this issue, and I really want to figure out how do I get this money for this robot. And so we talked about ideas, and he came up with some, and we were talking about value, how valuable is it for you to bring me a cup of water when I want one versus how valuable is it for you to bring me something else that I might want even more. And I said, I know one person who wants something and can't get it at the time that they want it. I know that our CEO here really likes donuts a lot, and I know that he can't get them while he's working, and that would be something he would be willing to pay for. And so...
But the reason you gave him the guarantee was because you said, make sure you get one, yes.
Yeah.
Don't think you're going to get it. Don't hope you're going to get it. Don't have a gut, but know it.
Know it.
And that's why you gave him this inside information.
Yeah. So I said, you need to make sure that you absolutely know you will get one purchase. Doesn't matter if you get 10, but you should know that you definitely will come away with one. So know that customer so well, so much so that you're going to come away with at least one purchase. So we we struck specifically, targeted very specifically that one individual with the idea that maybe others would want to.
But at least he would walk away with the satisfaction that he made one sale.
Yeah. Yep.
Okay.
So I told him I would text him, and I asked him, what's your favorite donut place? And here in Austin, that's a big deal.
Austin, Texas, product placement.
Yes, government's coming next. And he told me, and I said, okay, well, what's your favorite donut? What are the best donuts there? And he gave me a list of 5 of them. Gave that information to my son and said, to my wife, like, go grab a dozen of them or whatever, and bring them to the office and include these 5. And so now he's going to be there. What he's going to want and when he's going to want it. And we came right before lunch, so we knew they would be hungry. So it's made it as easy of a sale as possible. Like we're taking away all of their reasons for saying no instantly, at least his specifically.
Because you also said there's no donut place around here.
Right.
So you understood the access and the scarcity.
Yeah.
So he walks in.
Yeah. So he walks in. He was so excited about it. He and our COO bought all of the donuts, partly for the company, a couple for themselves, and he walked away with like $50 some odd, and that was. Now we also then had to teach him cost of goods sold and profit, and
because he thought that the $50 was his. You had to teach him that mommy and daddy bought the donuts. Mm-hmm. By the way, what is the favorite donut place in Austin?
I can't even pronounce it. I would have to get my phone out. So at least
fascinating strategy.
But that would be controversial. I don't want to play favorites. Okay. I don't want to go there.
We could have just earned $12 from this YouTube with 0 viewers.
Yeah, I can't remember the name of it. But.
Okay, so then you said in addition to kind of tasting success, which I think for us would be know your market, your customer so well that you know that you can add value and that it's a no-brainer for them to buy what you're selling.
Yeah.
You said that there were 2 other things in addition to sort of the economics of trade and business that you are also teaching your boys. What are those 2 things?
Well, yeah. So I mean, the primary example here is not, or the primary takeaway isn't necessarily just entrepreneurship and profit and revenue and cost. It's value, and it doesn't, value in obviously in our current form that we're talking about is dollars, right? You can see value left on the table and take away some of that, but also there's value in lots of other ways. You can use that term in all kinds of ways. Sometimes it's valuable to have this conversation. There's no money involved, but there's value that's produced, and that's a good thing, right? Producing and creating value, lowering entropy. These are good things that we need to be doing in the world. And if you can do that and understand the value of the value that someone else has, you automatically are going to have some level of empathy. So that is inherent in that capability. But there are other things that are non-economic that I'm working on from a parenting perspective, but they play into it. And that is being thankful. So always having something. Every night we talk about what we're thankful for. And then the other piece is respect. And I think that kind of brings all of that together. And that's more about being able to converse and have ideas with people and talk about things without making it personal and without, you might have an idea about something and I might have an idea about something. But if I don't come to the table with respect, we're going to clash. And at some point, there's going to be a disconnect where our relationship is severed, and that's not worth it. On when we're talking about just an idea, it's not worth that. There is value in the relationship, and there's value that's produced by our conversation. If we disconnect by way of simple lack of respect, then we've lost the value production.
And I think respect is an antidote to being an arrogant person. Yeah. Arrogance. Yeah. I also think that gratitude is a way for you to stay in the moment and enjoy the journey. If you had a tough day or a good day, to just learn to be thankful, which I think brings you back into the now.
Mm-hmm. I think it's also important to, and I'm going to say this because I'm learning it. I'm not good at it, but the thankfulness is a little mini celebration, and to celebrate is something that is very difficult, I think, for us to do, even those small moments. So when we're thankful for something, one, we realize all of the good things that we have in life. It sets you in a different mentality. And then two, you can say, like, if something good happened that day to you, you can be thankful, and that's like a mini celebration, so that you're appreciative of where you've come from, and you're always looking back. I think one of the things we forget is I am always looking forward.
So you always see what you haven't done.
Yeah, and another small story, but I turned around at one point while I was working on something in a yard, and it changed my complete perspective on what I was doing, and how successful I felt like I was at the moment that I was working physically doing a difficult task. When I went from going forward, trying to go, like, do the thing forward and advance forward, it was very laborious. When I turned around and I was looking at where I had been,
as compounding on the work you've done,
it felt great to get that next line of what I was doing accomplished, because I was like, look at how far I can see it on anytime I needed it and didn't realize I needed it, I look back and it's right there.
And you're saying gratitude helps do that.
Yeah, absolutely.
Turns you around.
Absolutely.
Okay, well, thank you everybody for listening and asking us the questions. And the likes, likely, I mean, it's either 0 likes or infinite like. No, that's not infinite.
There will be millions.
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 Thank you. Live from Austin. Cheers. Yes.